And we know Mr. Patel cares for his 86-year-old elderly mother. We know why he's there. He's not there for a sinister purpose. Judge, I anticipate the state's probably going to focus a lot on Mr. Patel and his prior record. Mr. Patel has a conviction from a 2006 conspiracy. It's a Class E felony for those that don't really practice in federal court, myself included. I had to call the federal defender to explain how it all works to me. A Class E felony is sort of like our high and aggravated misdemeanor. It's a 1 to 5 type of offense. It's a conspiracy. He accepted responsibility for his role in a 2006. It was a white collar case. It's a conspiracy, and the allegations, I was able to get the transcript and get the indictment and get the plea recommendation and all of that. Mr. Patel and another gentleman who was one of his neighbors, Mr. Obleton, they essentially contacted a company and they were asking for rewards to get a contract for a school, public school system's IT system. So at the time, Mr. Patel was an engineer. And he entered into a sales agreement in early 2007, whereby he would get a 3.9% commission for if this company got the sales agreement, the IT agreement, to do the IT stuff for the school system. In March of 2008, he did receive a sales commission for this. And so those are the 3 overt acts for his role in the conspiracy. I wanted to make sure I knew that so that I could explain, the depth of it, because I assumed it would be a big deal to the state. Everything else was contributed to Mr. Obleton, but Mr. Patel helped the government convict Mr. Obleton. In exchange for that, he was granted leniency. He pled to the Class E felony. It's considered the least serious of all federal crimes. He paid all of the money back, not just the money that he gained. He actually paid Mr. Obleton's money back also, and the case was terminated early. So we would actually submit that that shows that he is in compliance with court orders and helps with bond, because not only did he pay what he owed, but he paid what Mr. Obleton owed the government back. He reimbursed them in due course early, and his probation was early terminated. He has another case from 2020, a reckless driving conviction. In that case, he accepted responsibility for the reckless driving. He completed all of the conditions that the court asked him, and he actually did such a good job and did it so early that his probation was early terminated after just 6 months. He has a pending 2005 DUI less safe. It's a non-test case. It is, he was arrested, and I was able to pull the reports. He was arrested, and the probable cause was the odor of alcoholic beverages emanating from his breath and his bloodshot eyes. He was arrested, and he was released on bond. He is currently on that bond, and I'm not sure if the state will make a big deal out of that or not. Ms. Miller has a conviction for DUI. Mr. Patel does not. But again, he complied with that court order, early terminated, did a great job. I want to talk a little bit about one thing I just want to point out before moving on, because I think it'll save us some time. The state had mentioned to us that they wanted some type of a protective order for the discovery. We've not been able to get discovery in this case. The case was indicted April 3rd. We opted in on April 7th. We have asked repeatedly to get the state's file. Mr. Merchant tried yesterday. He was supposed to go and review the open file, was denied access to that. They said they're copying it, so we should be getting it, but one of the issues was they want to make sure that we don't disseminate any witness information. We have not disseminated witness information, and we will not be disseminating witness information, although that information is already out in the news. And it's not surprising. There's quite a bit that's out there, that's public. Ms. Miller did quite a few press conferences early on in the case, press interviews, and obviously we have done that in response, but her information's out there. There's a lot of public police reports involving her that has her address. And so we are certainly not providing that to anybody. We will agree not to provide it to anybody. We already have it and haven't provided it to anybody. But I know the state's concern was over witness information. We haven't released it. We wouldn't release it, but it's really not hard to find. There's over 20 police reports in the last 7 years involving Ms. Miller. It's not hard to find this information.
I don't know how that's relevant to the bond motion that we have today, Judge, so I would object to that.
It's relevant to the protective order. And I'm sorry, I was deviating for a moment just on the protective order, but I can save that and argue that separately.
All right.
Okay. So as far as bond, the last thing I wanted to point out to the court is my client's ties to the community. Judge, my client, he's got friends. He actually has friends here that he grew up with and went to high school with in India that have flown in for this bond hearing. They're here in this courtroom. We have over 100 people in court. We have over 150 downstairs. There's a lot more online. He's married. When he first came to this country, he went to school in Ohio. He got his master's in electrical engineering. His wife went to medical school in Ohio. They both graduated from Cleveland State, and they've been married for 31 years. They had their first daughter when they still lived in Ohio. They moved here. They have lived here in the Harrison High School District for 21 years. They own their home in West Cobb. They were zoned for Harrison, but both of his daughters went to the magnet school at Kennesaw Mountain. They both got full scholarships and graduated from Georgia Tech. They're both in graduate school currently. One is in medical school and one is in MBA school. He and his wife are now retired. They own property and they manage that property, quite a bit of property. He's the caregiver for his 86-year-old mother that lives with him. His wife is here. One of his daughters is here, the one who's in MBA school. The daughter that's in medical school was in the middle of finals and it's available on the Zoom. He is very active in his community, as I'm sure the court can recognize by the outpouring of people that are here to support him. He is active in the Kiwanis Club. He's a board member of the Lost Mountain Kiwanis Club. He is active at Read Across America and a program called Terrific Kid Program, where they actually go and read to children at North Cobb High School, children in need, children who have developmental disabilities, at Mount Perrin, and also at Due West Elementary. He's active at his temple in Cartersville, the Sharim Temple, and there's members of that community here in support as well. He has, at this point, before, as of 9 a.m. this morning, 46,000 signatures on a petition supporting his release. There's been letters written in support of his release from the South Asian Bar Association, the Cobb County Democrats, the Cobb County Republicans, the Hindu American Foundation, local medical providers, and I could go on and on. I honestly can't keep up with all the people that have reached out in support. He has members of his family here, his wife, his daughter, uncles, aunts, cousins, friends, schoolmates, members of the community, his neighbors. His neighbors have contacted us multiple times and just can't believe that he's in jail. His house is the house where the bus stop is, and all the kids like to wait for the bus at his house. And so he's got neighbors here in support of him, just a lot of community support. So, Judge, we would ask that you release him on bond.
How old is he?
How old are you?
57 years.
57. I was going to say 56. I forgot. He had a birthday 2 weeks ago in the Cobb County Jail. So he is now 57 years old. He's been in the Cobb County Jail for 6 weeks without a bond. And we would just ask that you release him on bond, Judge. And if there's anything else you want to know about him.
In what amount?
$10,000, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Evans?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.